Franceschini. I'm a painter. I've never decided I want a career in painting because I don't think I've ever believed I can have one. But painting is something that I've always did. And there were moments where I wanted to stop and I kind of gave up. But then things happened and I came back to it. So I guess it's something that I need to do, but I never saw it as a career. I've started in the Academy of Fine Art in Poland, and I started with interior design, and then I started another course, painting, because I didn't get in the first year. It was very, very hard. I was on my third year of painting, and I left for a year thinking I wasn't sure if I like it. The school approach, like, they were amazing when it comes to design, and I learned a lot, but the painting course was incredibly conceptual, and that's not what I needed. So I'm sure there's lots of artists that came out of the school and this is exactly what they needed, but not what I needed.
Well, you learned from someone?
Yes, I learned from someone.
Do you want to elaborate a bit? Who was that and what they taught you?
It was Alexandra Gardner, who's an amazing Glasgow-based painter. She used to be a lecturer in the Glasgow School of Art. I'm using the technique that I got from her, sometimes, not all the time. So there are things like, before I would never stain the canvas or whatever I'm using before I paint. Now I do it, and that's something that if it wasn't for her, I would never kind of adopt that as a starting point. Like, at this point I was studying interior design, and I thought I'd never go back to painting. It wasn't something in the agenda. And I met her through my husband, and she invited me to her studio. And then for years after that, I was there every week, having a proper mentor, and she is probably one of the best teachers I knew. Every artist has quite a strong ego, and even if you say you don't, you do look for recognition. And a few years ago I took part in annual exhibition. It was in Mo Galleries in London, and it was by the Society of Oil Painters, and I was shortlisted for the Young Oil Painter Award. I didn't win it, but it didn't matter. It was, yeah, that was like, oh, I can't believe that happened, and I loved the painting that I did. I have one artist that I loved forever, and I will always love him, and he used to be a Polish artist. His name is Jacek Maczewski, and when I was studying in the Art Academy in Poland, it was in the city called Poznań, and Poznań's art galleries are right next to the school, and they have a massive collection of his work. So I would go every day and see his works, and I think that made a difference. He will stay with me forever. I love him. His art is very symbolic, and because it was in the period of history when Poland was going through some really bad time, I don't care about the symbolic part of his work, but the technical part, so the way he uses the paint, it's so beautifully done, but still very, very raw. Sometimes there are bits that it's like the paint is straight from the tube, he doesn't even mix it, but overall it's just so deep. And yeah, so he will always be my favorite artist. Sometimes I don't I will continue with the painting even though it's not quite going according to the plan. You have a vision in your head of an expectation how it's going to turn up. It will never be what you expect it to be, but it can be better or it can be worse. So if it gets worse, I'll still try to pull it off and work until the end, and then I leave it, and then I just paint something else on it. I wouldn't say it will put you off. It does bring you down a bit, but it's again something that Sandy told me that kind of helps you deal with that. You have to do bits of work that are not that great, because that's where you're solving problems and that's where you learn. So you have to do this bit of learning, so the next picture will be so much better. I don't think I'm at that stage yet to give anybody else an advice. I still need an advice. So that's one thing, but yeah, I think just be tough. That's what you have to do, and you always have to have plan B. I would say I've been, like, you cannot be naive when you take up any art practice, especially painting. It's, you know, be realistic. If you want to do it for yourself. And if you do it for yourself, it will make you happy. My name is Karolina Franceschini.